What's up, sneakerheads? Welcome back to the channel. I am Nature Boy Chuck, and we are officially in the month of July. And we have a lot of sneakers that are going to be dropping. But on today's episode, I'm going to be showing you one of my favorites coming at the latter portion of the month. Yes, this is going to be the Jordan 4 Rare Air. Whoo-wee! Absolutely beautiful shoe. But with all this greatness that's on this shoe, it has one nagging issue that I think a lot of sneakerheads are gonna have a problem with. Let's talk about it. Coming up right now. Look, I know the first thing you don't want to hear is a nagging issue out of a shoe that many people are looking to purchase or even hold as the top sneaker that they're looking to buy this year. But who would I be as a reviewer if I can't come out and tell you the good and the bad out of a sneaker to better your purchase or make you aware of things you need to look out for? But I think that is possibly going to be one of the least issues that you have to worry about. In this video today, I'm going to break down this sneaker for the release method, the details, and an on-foot impression so you guys get the whole journey out of what to expect with the Rare Air 4s. So let's start this off by talking about the release and availability of this particular sneaker. Now, the Rare Air 4 is going to be coming out July the 26th, 2025, which is going to be a Saturday, and the availability is probably going to be not as overwhelming as many people think. What's unique about this shoe is what we heard a couple of weeks or even months back, that you're going to have a 2% chance of the lettering that comes behind this tongue. Now, that's going to drive a lot of hype and a lot of reasons for collectors to buy many just to get the gold labeling on the inside portion of this tongue. Is that gonna really affect the overall availability? I don't know yet. From what we've seen on the Rare Air collection, there has been many stock, whether it's been the Jordan 1s or the Jordan 3s, which I think were possibly one of my favorites out of the collections. And here we have the Jordan 4s. But for some reason, I don't think these are going to be as easy as the cop. Now, the retail price of this particular model is going to be $215. Say this is going to be one of the biggest 4 drops, I think. Now, I know we still have the Cave Stone, we still have the Undefeated 4s, and we have the Black Cat 4s. But from many people who I've spoken to, they're trying to complete the, not trio, but 4-0. If that's actually a word. I love the Jordan 4s as a model in particular, and I know a lot of people feel the same. But for some reason, this black upper, which kind of meshes almost a red 4 reimagined and a military blue for as the back tabbing and coloring on this particular model. Or as resale on what you'll see on StockX, the prices are still pretty high on this shoe, almost $150, $160 more than what retail price is, which I will tell a lot of people right now, you need to hold off. There are so many shoes releasing right now. I would hold off to release day. If you really have to have them, go a little bit early, but I don't think you're gonna have that much of a issue of getting it in store if you do the legwork. The details of the Jordan 4 Rare Air. For the next segment, guys, I want you to like and subscribe, especially if you like great sneaker content where we break down the releases, details, and give you an on-feet look at some of the hottest sneakers that are going to be releasing either this year or coming up. Make sure you like and subscribe right now. Now, let's take a look at this shoe real quick. Frontward, to the side, the back, and of course you have the bottom of the sneaker itself. Now, the color palette on this shoe is what really makes it interesting to me before getting into the materials itself. Right on the front toe portion of the toe box is going to be a fire red. It's going to be also on the back portion of the heel sole of the shoe. You're going to have that vintage portion here, right here before it wraps around to your Nike air bubble being there, a gloss black on that bottom strip portion coming up to the midsole. And one thing that I really love on this sneaker, guys, is going to be this ruffled suede. Now, it's a little bit more of a rougher type material than the normal suede that you'll get here, but this here as a dark gray. It is not a black color or a charcoal black. It is a smoke gray, and it kind of sets itself apart from what you see on that deep black suede that you have here. Now, right around here on the back heel tab, that beautiful blue, which I kind of said it was like the military blue mesh in between the shoe, but you have the tech gray that's going to be right there on the Nike Air, and I'm so glad that they did that. I don't know, I just love that traditional Nike Air with the Nike check that's on the back portion of the shoe. Not that the Jumpman is bad by any means, because a lot of people do want the Jumpman on the back when it comes to the undefeated fours, in which you're going to see this model on the widely available model of the undefeated fours. The materials are A1. Right here you get that fire red again on the eyelets there. Going to be at the black right here at the top. But where it gets interesting, guys, is the tongue that you see here too. Now, in this particular model here, and I'll tear it away, as you can hear the sounds, I have, of course, the silver labels being right there too. So I have the silver label being on there too. I'm not a big fan of this being removable. I'm just not. And this adds to one of the nagging issues, or the nagging issue that I spoke about earlier. Guys, I will tell you this. Anytime you get Velcro around material, cloth material, shoelace type material, it doesn't matter. There's going to be catches, there's going to be snags, and it is a huge issue for me, especially once you have it so tightly compacted in between this spacing right here. Receiving the shoe already, I've had some snags on the blue cloth right here on the inside portion of it, and when I was trying to do the laces and put them on my feet, I also snagged the laces too. So I do kind of find this being a troubling headache for most sneakerheads, because the last thing you want to do is have any kind of nits or snags, I should say, in your shoelaces. Now, is it going to stop the overall appearance of the shoe from looking good or anything like that? I don't think so. But this is a huge headache. So if you got these shoes sitting up and you're getting ready to lace them up, I hugely recommend that you move that Velcro strap up a little bit, as I've done so. Lace your shoes up, and after you lace your shoes up, then you can move that strap back down. But other than that, it's going to catch to the side of the shoe itself on the blue, or it's going to catch on your shoelaces as you begin to tie them up. But overall, the shoe, for its quality control, is absolutely great. The stitching on the shoe is awesome. Everything is tightly compact, right in place. There's nothing off. I had a small little chip right there for us to paint in the blue, but no big deal for us that. You still have the vintage being on the bottom portion too with the Nike check. I'll turn that around this way so you guys can see it. That fire red being on there looks real good on the color contrast of this shoe. I really think this one here, for as the details, the color palette that's on here, just works absolutely well. Now, I know there are a lot of fans of the Black Cat 4s that are going to be coming out, and I understand that, but if you want a little bit more color and a little bit more pop out of your sneaker, I think this one does great, and there's nothing wrong with having a little red on a Jumpman sneaker. I'm a favorite color is red. I'm a huge fan of red. You do have the Air Jordan right on the inside portion of the tongue, which is going to be faced in black background with the red writing there being there too. And you get a lace swap. Now, this is huge for me because I don't know, I just always want an option for us, a lace swap with a sneaker. As much as we are paying right now, I think we deserve one. And you're going to get it in this blue color. Now, it is almost like a wash denim type blue, so it has a little lighter fleckers of the blue inside of it, lighter color blue, and you have the dark, so it's just not a traditional blue lace that's going to match the top portion of the shoe. It's kind of like faded off, which I think is probably going to be very dope. Now on the left foot of the sneaker, you're going to see your Jordan hang tag being there too. It is in a beautiful blue color also. I really like that hang tag. I can't get enough of it. Now, I won't walk around with, my hang tag on my shoe that's or a StockX tag hanging on my shoe. I just can't do it. But anyway, this looks great on the shoe. I'm glad they still have that touch on it, kind of translucent where you can see through it a little bit. But it looks fantastic. Note to say, when I did receive the shoes in, look at the tongue. You had one Jumpman being upside down and one appears to be the right angle. I don't know if that's how they're gonna come in, but I just thought that was interesting. Or that may be a thing of them just letting people know that, you know, it's Velcro where you can replace it and take it off if need be. Let me know, guys, how do you feel about the removable Velcro tag on the shoe? I mean, I'm not a fan of it. I think it's a cool idea, but I'm just not a fan of it. I like the traditional splatted on there and stitched in, but you guys let me know in the comment section what you think about that Velcro attachment. Now, I enjoyed these on foot. Like I told you guys, this is one of the models that I was really looking forward to on foot this year, and I think they still bring it in a lot of ways. On foot, the shoe looks great. The contrast, color, palette, like I was speaking about earlier, the palette of colors look great. The black suede is deep and rich. The ruffled tech, smoke gray, I should say, on the front is nice. And as you see on the rear, the Nike Air in that tech gray, I said it incorrectly first, but the tech gray is soft, well done on top of that blue, the deep blue that we have. And red, the fire red being on the eyelids, front toe, back heel with the vintage. Man, this shoe kind of nailed it. I know traditionally back in the day we would have seen that white where the air bubble is, but that vintage hit on this shoe looks good on contrast of that red. Now, I know in some spaces earlier this year we spoke about the vintage and people being tired of it, and I think that is mostly on the Jordan 1s depending on the overall color of the shoe. But I can tell you this, I am not tired of the vintage color on the Jordan 4s at all. But overall comfort, it's going to feel like any other Jordan 4. It feels great. Feels good around the top portion of the ankle. They just wear good. You see I wore it with some black pants here too. But this shoe is releasing in the summer, so I think with shorts on it's still gonna pop. The color really favors everything on this shoe, but overall they look very, 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 very good. Now, my personal thoughts on this shoe overall, now that we've looked at the release, availability, details, and an on-foot glimpse, I'll tell you this is gonna be one of my favorites. It's going to stay in my closet. This is going to be a shoe that I'm going to favor for a long time. You can never go wrong with a full black upper, and with that hint of gray, you'll be able to match it with not only black pants, but due to the vintage on the bottom too, khakis or anything like that too, this shoe is going to wear good. It's going to be a useful shoe. It's not going to be one of these models that you stick in the closet and you have to wait on the perfect outfit. Rare Air has done a great job with the Jordan 1s, with the Jordan 3s, and now that you have them in the 4s. Me personally, I'm going to be making sure I cop every shoe in this collection. It pays homage to Michael Jordan and celebration to him. And just like the 3s, the 1s, they all tag something from that generation of Michael Jordan being with Nike, as we saw with the vintage tags on the Jordan 1s, and on the Jordan 3s you had all the implications of misplaced items on the shoe, and I think it also took a nod out of Michael Jordan's book Rare Air. Now with the Jordan 4, it matches everything together with the full color palette that you have, but the rich tradition of two shoes I think that are meshed in between this particular model, which really kills it for the Jordan 4. And how could you go wrong or mess up a Jordan 4 at this point? Especially with the cave stone that you have coming up, and you have the Black Cat 4s, and you have the undefeated 4s. The 4s kind of seem undefeated. Guys, I really like this shoe, minus the one nagging issue that's on it. I'm gonna have to find some kind of way of making it easier for me to wear a lace up with that issue. But one other thing that I really, really love that they brought back was the box from the 90s. The face box from Jordan. And like I said, I really like what they're doing with this particular model, but I kind of wish they gave me the face you know, with the Jordan 1s too. But you got it on the 3s and the 4s. And I'm hoping that they bring the sliding box on the Jordan 11s. But guys, that is it on the Jordan 4 Rare Air. If you have any questions or comments, make sure you put it in the comment section. Let me know. But other than that, guys, I will see you on the next review from Nature Boy Chuck. I'll see you guys. Peace.